Namaste. So today I will discuss about the measles virus. So this is JBN Rahul Sharma, and it is the second topic from our syllabus. And so today I will discuss about the measles. So if I talk about the morphology of measles, it is 120 to 250 nanometer in diameter, and it is the RNA virus. So the symptoms of measles are cough, runny nose, fever, chills, sore throat, red eyes, and white spot inside the mouth. So if I talk about the causes of the virus, so this virus belongs to the Paramyxovirus family, and this is the known family for all. Like the influenza virus also belongs from the same family. So measles virus also infects the respiratory tract first, and it is eventually spread to the other part of the body through the blood stream. So measles can be spread through the air from the respiratory droplets, small aerosol particles, and an infected person can release the virus into the environment through the coughing or sneezing. So if you are coming into the contact with such patient and with the cough and sneeze of such patients, so you may get infected. So measles virus also can live outside of the body for longer than you may. Okay. So the common complication of the measles virus are diarrhea, vomiting, which can lead to the dehydration, infection like that is also called otitis media. So otitis media, which can cause the earache, eye infections, conjunctivitis, that is inflammation of the voice box, that is laryngitis, and the infection of the airway and the lungs, such as pneumonia, bronchitis, okay, croup. So fit, and also you may also get fits caused by fever, that also called febrile seizures. So the prevention for the measles, there are two types of vaccine available in like MMR, measles, mumps, rabies, or rubella vaccine. So MMR vaccine is a 3-in-1 vaccination, can protect you from the measles, mumps, and rubella. So MMR vaccine protect against the same infection as MMR vaccine, and also include the protection against the chickenpox. So the measles vaccine can also be given within the 72 hours of the exposure, and a dose of immune proteins called immunoglobulins taken within the 6 days of the exposure. So the next virus is the cytomegalovirus. So the morphology of cytomegalovirus is 150 to 200 nanometer. It is a DNA virus, and cytomegalovirus is very common virus that infected your body, retains the virus for life. Most people don't know they have cytomegalovirus because it rarely causes problems in healthy people. So if you are pregnant or if your immune system is very weakened, so cytomegalovirus is caused for the concern. Women who develop an active cytomegalovirus infection during pregnancy can pass the virus to their babies. So it also causes the genital infection in babies, so who might then experience symptoms. For people who have weakened immune system, especially who have had an organ stem cell bone marrow transplant already. So cytomegalovirus infection can be fatal also. So the symptoms of the cytomegalovirus, basically many healthy people who are infected with cytomegalovirus may experience no symptoms sometimes. So some experience minor symptoms. People who are likely to experience signs and symptoms of the cytomegalovirus, like newborn who became infected with the cytomegalovirus before were born. So it is also called congenital cytomegalovirus. Infants who become infected during the birth or shortly afterwards, so it is called the perinatal cytomegalovirus. So this group includes the babies infected through the breast milk. So number 3 is the people who have weakened immune system, such as those who have had an organ, bone marrow, stem cell transplant. So the causes of cytomegalovirus basically is related to the virus that cause chickenpox, herpes simplex virus, and mononucleosis. So cytomegalovirus may cycle through the periods when it is lie dormant and then reactivates. So if you are healthy, cytomegalovirus mainly stays dormant. When the virus is active in your body, you can pass the virus to the other people. So virus is spread through the fluid, body fluid also, like the blood, urine, saliva, breast milk, tears, semen, vaginal fluids. Casual contact does not transmit the cytomegalovirus. So there are so many ways that that the virus can be transmitted, like touching your eyes inside of your nose, mouth, after coming into the contact with the body fluids and infected person, sexual contact with the infected person, breast milk of infected mother, organ, bone marrow, stem cell transplantation, blood transfusion if you are getting from such the infected person. So you may get also the cytomegalovirus So birth, a infected mother are passing the virus for their offspring. So though this is called the genetic cytomegalovirus. So they are following complications like healthy people really become significant sick from cytomegalovirus. However, people with a weakened immune system may develop cytomegalovirus mononucleosis. This is a condition in which that there are too many white blood cells with a single nucleus. So symptoms include sore throat, swollen gland, swollen tonsil, tiredness, nausea. It can cause a liver inflammation, hepatitis, spleen enlargement also included in this group. Cytomegalovirus mononucleosis is very similar to the classical mononucleosis caused by the Epstein-Barr virus, and mononucleosis is also known as the glandular fever. So other complications of cytomegalovirus are GI tract problem like diarrhea, vomiting, fever, abdominal pain, colon inflammation, blood in feces, so liver function problems, so central nervous system problems, pneumonitis, inflammation of the lungs, encephalitis, inflammation of the brain are the complications of the cytomegalovirus. So if I talk about the prevention of this virus, so wash your hand oftenly, use soap and water for the 15 to 20 seconds at least. Avoid contact with the tears and saliva when you are you kiss a child, basically a suspected child. Instead of the kissing a child on lips, for instance, kiss on the forehead. This is especially important if you are pregnant. So avoid sharing for the food or drinking of the same glass as others. So do avoid the infected utensils and use as utensils. Be careful when dispose the items. You are disposing something, so you should be attentive where you are disposing the items, what you are disposing, what should be the disposing basically funda for the disposal like infected things. Clean toys and countertops, so clean any surface come in the contact with the children's urine or the saliva. Practice safe sex, so you should use the condoms if you are having the sex with the if you are having the extramarital relationship also, so because it can transmit through the semen and vaginal fluid. So thank you so much for this topic. I hope you are understanding this topic. So if you have any problem related to the virus or bacteriology, so let me know in the next class. So till then, take care. Thank you so much. Namaste. So this is J.V.N. Rahul Sharma, and I am from the APD department of Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Today I am starting the new session for physiotherapy students that are in 4th semester. So the first topic is mycobacterium tuberculosis. So I am starting from the morphology of this bacteria. So it is a fairly rod-shaped bacteria, and it is 2 to 4 micrometer in length and 0.5 to 0.2 micrometer in width. So it is non-motile, non-sporing and gram-positive bacilli, and it is obligate aerobic bacteria basically. So if I'll talk about the biochemical reaction of this bacteria, so it form the it form the urease. So urea test is positive for this bacteria. It is also reduce the nitrate. So it is nitrate reduction test is positive for this bacteria. It is catalase positive bacteria, and it is also from the niacin. So niacin test also positive for this bacteria, but sometimes can be negative also. So the culture characteristic of the bacteria, basically it grows well on the algae medium, that is also called Lowenstein-Jansen media. So basically mycobacterium tuberculosis appears rough, tough and buff colony. So the buff colony on this medium. And the composition of the selective medium, basically the composition of this medium, and it is the selective medium for this bacteria. It cannot grow out in another plates than this. So basically, if I talk about the composition of this bacteria, so of this plate, that is algae medium. So it contains the malachite green, glycerol, asparagine, potato starch, coagulated eggs, mineral salts solution, and sodium citrate. Okay, and so many types of antibiotic like penicillin. So this is the selective media for this bacteria. This bacteria only can be grown on this medium. It cannot be grown on the other medium, because we made it properly for this bacteria according to the environment, according to the suitable condition of this bacteria. So if I'll talk about the signs and symptoms, so a cough that lasts more than 3 weeks in this case of tuberculosis, and the patient may feel chest pain, coughing up the blood, feeling tired all the time, fever, chills, weight loss of appetite. So these are the symptoms. If I'll talk about the transmission, so how this bacteria transmit from one patient to another and one positive patient to another patient. So it transfers through the sneeze, through the coughs, talks, laugh, and they may release the tiny droplet that contain the germs also. If you breathe in this germ, you may get it, this bacteria, and you can be infected also. So the pathogenesis, there are so many facts of this bacteria, like tuberculosis is becoming a worldwide problem basically these days. So war, famine, and homelessness, and lack of medical care all the contribute to the increasing incidence of tuberculosis among disadvantaged persons basically. So since tuberculosis is easily transmissible between person, then the increase in the tuberculosis in any segment of the population represent a threat to all the segment of the population basically. So this means that is important to institute and maintain the appropriate public health measures, including like screening of the suspected patient, vaccination if you are not suspected, and if you are the negative for the tuberculosis, and finally the treatment. So there are the two types of tuberculosis, like primary tuberculosis and secondary one. So in case of primary tuberculosis, seen as the initial infection usually in children basically. So initial focus of the infection is a small subpleural granuloma accompanied by the granulomatous hilar lymph node infections especially. So together these make up the gone complex, and in all nearly cases these granulomas resolved and there is no further spread to the infection. But in case of secondary tuberculosis are mostly seen in adults, and it is a reactivation of the primary infection. Okay, so particularly when health status declines. So if you have already suffered from the primary type of tuberculosis, and after so many years you are getting, your immune power is very low and your immune power is very diminished. So this is the primary tuberculosis which you have already suffered from. It can be deactivated in case of the secondary tuberculosis. So granulomatous inflammation is much more florid and widespread. Typically upper lungs lobes are more affected in case of the secondary tuberculosis. So there are so many types of tuberculosis other than the pulmonary, like skeletal tuberculosis, and the genital tract tuberculosis, UTI tuberculosis, CNS tuberculosis, cardiac tuberculosis. So thank you so much for this lesson. I hope you are getting a point. So see you in next video. Thank you.